Hi, this is Dr. Weideman, and I'll be your professor for this course. This short video will introduce you to our My Courses course and also to the My Stat Lab course. So on the course homepage, which you see here, there'll always be a news item on the left-hand side, which will either talk about upcoming due dates or what we're working on that week. And then all the calendar items, which are all the due dates in the course, will show up here on the right-hand side. On the top toolbar, you want to navigate now to course content. And at the top of the table of contents, you have the syllabus. We're going to go to the Begin Here module because that's the most important module that you want to look at in the course as you start it. And in this module, you have a Welcome to QMB3200 online video, which you're looking at now. There's also a PowerPoint introduction here. There's a handout, which matches the video you're watching. There's a link to my faculty page, which includes my office location, office phone number, and office hours. The next part of Begin Here includes the syllabus, which you definitely need to read, and then the required syllabus quiz. And you need to complete the syllabus quiz with 100% in order to get access to the unit modules beyond week 1. So when you first come into the course, you're not going to see these other modules until you submit that syllabus quiz with a grade of 100%. There's also an assignment schedule and due dates here, which is a PDF file, which I would recommend that you print out and keep close by. It lists all the assignments week by week and when they're due. You also have the hardware and software requirements. We use Excel, which you get from the college for free as part of Office 365. You're also going to have to add in the Data Analysis Tool Pack add-in into Excel, which is free. And there's also information here on how to do that. There's a link that shows you how to do that. And then the Excel Stat, which you need to buy the access code from the bookstore, which will either come in a bundle for you or you'll buy it separately. But you need to get that Excel Stat software installed. Again, it's an add-on into Excel. We'll use that later in the course. And then there's some Excel help tutorials here that you might want to look at in week 1 if you don't remember much about Excel. And then also My Courses tutorials if you haven't done those before. So let's take a look at the toolbar again. Let's go back over here on the right-hand side. So we have a water cooler at the top there. So if you want to post any questions to anybody else in the class, you've got that here. There's a handout here with statistical symbols that some students find helpful. And then the courses are organized week by week. And let's take a look at week 1, which is the first week in the course. So each one is set up the same way. There's a little introduction. There's action items, what you're going to work on during the week. You've got a discussion topic. You've got chapter notes that I've created for you, and also homework tips, which are really useful, that show you how to use Excel to work the problems where Excel is needed. You've got the PowerPoint presentations from the textbook, and then the textbook uses Excel files on some of the examples. So if you follow that in the textbook, I've put those Excel files here in case you want to try to recreate what they did in the textbook. I also want to show you for week 2, because in the second week is the first time that you work on what we call Excel projects, which are located in the My Stat Lab course. And in here, I've given you some project tips, a PDF file on how to review the Excel project feedback, and then you've also got a video that shows you how to access the Excel project worksheet and how to submit and review the feedback from the submitted project. You get 2 attempts on the Excel projects. After your first attempt, you get very detailed feedback on how to update your spreadsheet if you haven't gotten all the points in order to get more points on your second submission. And then you've got discussions in here, and again, the same thing that we had in the other chapters. Okay, so let's go back up to the top toolbar and let's take a look at the calendar. And so on the calendar, I've loaded all the due dates for the course if we get into March here. So class begins on the 20th. You have an orientation to My Stat Lab here on the 22nd. You have several assignments due on the 27th, the first and the second week on that first Monday. Basically, the assignments we cover, the material we cover in a week, the assignments for that material we do the following week. The Excel projects are always going to be due on Wednesday night. So you want to keep that in mind. Your My Stat Lab and your discussions are due on Monday night, and your Excel projects are due on Wednesday night. Now, it's really important, again, I mentioned that you get the the My Stat Lab access code either in your bundle at the bookstore or if you buy it somewhere else. It's real important to get that early in the course. And the way you're going to register, let me go back to our course for a second. You're going to go out onto the course homepage, and on the left-hand side, all the way down, we have what's called the Pearson widget. And you're going to click on that widget and it'll start the registration process. The first time you do it, if you haven't used Pearson, you'll be asked to sign a user agreement. And then the next screen, you'll be asked to sign in with your Pearson username and password if you've used Pearson before, or to create an account. Okay, and the next screen is going to look somewhat like this. And you're going to have three options. If you purchase the access code, you can go ahead and click here and then enter the access code that you got from the bookstore or wherever you bought it. You can purchase the access code here, and there's going to be two options, a 2-year code or 18 weeks. You only need 18 weeks. This course only lasts 8 weeks, so you want the 18-week code. If you're waiting for financial aid, you can purchase or get in a temporary registration without paying for 14 days by clicking on this link here. You will ultimately obviously have to buy the code, but you have three options. There's no reason not to register on the first day of the course because you don't want to fall behind in the course. All right, so once you've got registered, you'll go back to that same link on our course homepage. Let me go back to the course homepage again. This little widget here, you'll click on that, and I'm going to recommend that you click on this orange bar at the top here because it'll take you to the entire MyStatLab course. And the first thing you'll see is a calendar on the student homepage here. And you can adjust this calendar by a week, 2 weeks, a month. And again, this will show the due dates for the assignments in MyStatLab. Not the discussions because they're in my courses, but it'll show you you've got that orientation due here and you've got 2 homeworks due on the 27th. And then on the left toolbar, your e-text contents here. And let me go back here for a second. You've got a whole entire e-text here. You've also got an accessible e-text. There's some resources here on how to enter answers and so forth. And then chapter by chapter, you can get access to your homework. We don't have any tests in this course except for the final exam. There's some other options here on the e-text resources that are available. If we go to the assignments page, which is where most students want to go, this has got all of your assignments that are available in MyStatLab. Everything is here for the whole course. So here's your orientation that's due early in the first week. And then I've linked here videos. These are Stat Talk videos, which are applications of statistics, and then also Excel videos. And again, these are optional. They're not graded, but you might use those if you're having trouble with Excel. They're all there for you. And then you've got your homework assignments. So this the 27th, you've got 2 homework assignments due, chapters 1 to 3 homework and chapter 4 homework. And let's take a look at a problem from one of the homework assignments, and I'll go to chapter, the Excel projects are here too. And again, I have a video for you over in my courses that shows you how to access those, how to download the spreadsheet, how to work on it, how to submit it, how to read the feedback. And I also want to point out for you in the homework in MyStatLab, you have what we call question help. So on this particular problem, this is actually a binomial problem, and let's say you're stuck on it. So you can go down here and say, okay, help me solve it. This will help you solve this exact problem, but when you get finished, you're going to get a new problem. View an example, we'll work through a similar problem, but when you get done, you'll come back to the same problem. This link here would take you to the section of the textbook where this material is covered. StatCrunch is a software package built into MyStatLab. If you took the elementary stats with some of the professors at the college, one of them being me, we use StatCrunch pretty extensively, similar to Excel, but I want you to use Excel in this course because you use Excel in your other classes, and it's important for you to know all the things Excel can do. I don't suggest using Tech Help because it will take you to all the technology help available for all the software that you might use, and it's pretty confusing. I've linked the things that you might need for Excel on the assignments page. Ask My Instructor will create an email to me with this exact problem. Tell me what you're having trouble with. I'll send you either a video or an email back in our My Courses course with help on how to solve that problem. So I think that's all I have for the introduction, little intro for you. I hope you have a good semester, and I'm here to help. Reach out if you need help with anything, and let's have a great semester.